What's going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. I thought I was going to get Bruce Lee, but looks like it actually was not shipped. It was just a label created, so they never dropped it off. So I wanted to do a display update because I have been moving some things, trying some things out, and I wanted to show you guys. So more than likely, I'll probably actually, you know, keep Red Sonja right here, do Sauron here. And I really want to do, when I get Prime on Balrog, inside this garage shelf. You know, that is sold on payment plan. It's almost paid off. Move him there, do Balrog right there. And if it's like too deep sticking out, I could actually just pull the shelf forward to give it that extra depth. So, and I know it will fit height-wise and width-wise, because you know that's 3 feet wide, 33 inches tall, Balrog's 31. So it should fit. And I'd ideally like to keep all my monsters right there, all the 1/4 right there, and then do Sauron, Red Sonja. Though I did really want to get Infinity Nazgul bust, but I know it won't fit right there due to the sword. So we'll see on that one. You know, even if I put it where, let's say, example, where alerts is at, I still think the sword would hit the ceiling, to be honest. It'd have to be like on the ground for me to display that thing. So unless I display it without the sword, or they give an option, you know, with maybe just a blade hilt, I don't know. But there's a reason I did this, and I wanted to show you guys. Originally when I planned my Alien and Predator setup, I had planned to have all 6 1/3 above, and I did want to try it since I got my big chap, and I want to show this to you guys. So let me know what you think. So the idea is to do all life size below. So the egg, basically the transformation of the alien. You go from egg to face hugger to chest burster to the alien bust. Now this isn't, I don't know, it feels kind of almost empty-ish in certain areas. Like there's a lot of empty space in certain areas. I could technically move that setup there and the Predator setup there, but my theme really is Alien on the left, Predator on the right. This does work per se. I feel like maybe I should just add something. You know, like this bust doesn't need to take up an entire garage shelf, for example. And it can fit next to the egg, but it wouldn't fit with the face hugger and the chest burster. It could fit with just the chest burster, but not the face hugger. You know, another option is to do a face hugger wrapped around the alien egg, like one of those plastic ones you see on eBay they look pretty good. And, you know, have the chest burster and alien and consolidate it to there. And, you know, there's a few options. And then we have the Predator right here. I mean, before I had the Predator there, but if the Predator's there and all Alien is right there, that does leave that empty. I suppose I could do something non-Predator, but the idea was to have 3 garage shelves, all Alien, all Predator. You know, and so that's more or less how the Predator's looking. And this, I'm still figuring some things out, but I do have some ideas. And then here's how we have it. So, Dog Alien, Cinema Cat Predator, Big Chap, Wolf, XM Alien, and XM Predator. XM Predator is on a display riser, more or less, that I created, about 4 inches, just to give him more height, especially since he's in a corner next to the Gremlin, which may or may not be its final spot, maybe. And then, of course, the 2 art prints I have in them right here. It's empty. The idea is to get this, like a wooden laser printed AVP, where it has like Alien on the left, Predator on the right with the AVP logo. That's 17 inches tall. That is going to go right there. That's the idea. You know, because this is an AVP display, not just Alien Pacific or Predator Pacific, but the idea is, you know, Alien versus Predator, and that's why I'm doing it like that. So more or less, that is the idea. I do think Big Chap fits better on this side of the Cinema Cat due to the way they're facing, almost like they're about to face off against each other. You know, and then Wolf next to XM Alien, which the XM Predator in the corner, like he's in his, you know, hive or whatever, and Dog right there. You know, Dog fits on that shelf perfectly with the Cinema Cat due to them both having the largest bases and the way the tail comes up. You know, I can't put Cinema Cat right there. It's impossible due to that blade. It'd get hit walking by. You have to do something that can't be hit. You also cannot do XM Alien or XM Predator due to also his blades. You technically probably could do Wolf Predator, but XM or Cinema Cat has to stay here because of how large his base is. Technically Dog as well, because Dog will stick out. So I think this is probably the best way, which I think it does work. You know, because those two are a pair. Those two are technically a pair. Those two are a pair. And Dog Alien is more or less a solo, but he can pair with them all as well. So I think this does work. And, you know, messaging my buddies, they all think this is definitely the better overall look for my Alien and Predator setup. Now, of course, I do have the Prime 1 Predator on pre-order, but obviously it's not going to fit in this display. The only possible option I can think for Prime 1 Predator would to be either selling or lowering XM Predator, you know, putting it like down low, which I know I could fit it. Putting Cinemaquette in the corner, angled this way. You know, I'm pretty confident I could fit the Cinemaquette there. And then do Prime 1 right there. And Prime 1 I would do masked most of the time. Prime 1 also comes with 1,000,000 heads, which I'd probably just display maybe one of the heads above right there. And the rest would have to go like down low. So that is the potential option for Prime 1 Predator in this scenario. I am going to definitely get it in hand, as long as early production photos look good. If it looks crap, I'll cancel. But if it looks like Grail, I'm definitely going to get it in hands. And if it truly blows my mind, you know, I'll find a way to put it in this display and probably just either sell XM Predator or just lower it because it does fit down low perfectly fine. And then, like I said, Cinemaquette there, Prime 1 Predator there. So it can definitely work. But I do like the overall look of this. Having 6 1/3s in a row, 3 of each. I do wish XM Predator was just more to scale with Cinemaquette and Wolf, because the scales are all kind of off. You know, like the head size of Wolf in that is about the same. You know, I would say that's still slightly bigger, but then that one's way bigger. And I know Prime 1's going to be even bigger. So it's like the scales are whack on all of these. I feel like the aliens are all really good scaled. Like they all look about the same. You know, obviously he's just standing, he's lunging, he's sitting. So like all different poses. Where the Predator, at least the head sizes are all quite different. And he's also girthier, thicker than those two. You know, but you could just, you know, that's the thing. Not everybody's the same size as well. They don't have to be. You know, humans aren't the same size. We come in all different shapes and sizes. So he's the big boy, he's the medium boy, he's the small boy. That's how you can view it as well. But they are technically all labeled 1/3. And I still really do love XM Predator. Even if that piece gets a lot of hate, I still think it's an incredible statue with amazing concept and paint and detail. Here is kind of my potential thoughts on what I'm thinking. So first off, someone in my Facebook group, which if you haven't joined, please join, Flankster Statue Collectors, posted the Spinosaurus was available for pre-order through Big Bad Toy Store. You know, retailers always get their, you know, dinosaurs and Prime 1 pieces last. And it was the EX available shipping this month. And I was like, holy shiz. I've been wanting to get that. Like I've been searching eBay because it was the final Super Predator that I was never able to get. And so I instantly, you know, bought it, paid the deposit, should ship any day now. So because of that, it does cause some issues for my dinosaur setup. So as you can see, the idea was to put the Dilophosaurus here, and I'm still going to have issues anyways. But I've come to the conclusion that something has got to go, you know, somehow in this setup. So I was ideally kind of thinking to keep the scales all the same. So Indominus Rex, Spinosaurus. And if I wanted to do a T-Rex, you know, I have this one, which is 1/10. So it is bigger scaled, but it's still such an incredible piece. I could technically do that right there, Spinosaurus under Rotunda. Or just do that T-Rex under Rotunda, but his tail sticks out quite a bit. So it'd be better in the hallway because it has that extra depth right there, where over there it's barely any depth. So I'd be afraid to hit the tail right there. But I still could fit it technically. And then I would do above, you know, that's 1/8, it's the centerpiece, it's like a one-off. But all my 1/6, I do Indoraptor, Blue, Dilophosaurus, and then this Raptor. So all 1/6, and then more or less 1/15 below. I've even considered should I consider selling this T-Rex and getting the 1/15 Jurassic T-Rex from Prime 1, the 1/15 They have the old one, which is similar to this one, where he's running along the fence. It looks pretty good, but it's a long sold out piece, and so I don't know if I would hunt that down. They do have the new one where he's stepping on the Carnotaurus from Jurassic World. The second one, and it also has an Owen on it, and you can get the gyrosphere, and it's like $1,500, which is basically what I could sell that for. That's also an option. It would fit inside here. It's 39 inches, or no, it's like 36 inches wide, so it barely fit, but it would fit. It's quite a big 1/15th, but it would fit, and it does give me a Carnotaurus as well, so 2 dinosaurs. This one does give me the car, the kids, and I have the little ones as well. Because if I sold this, I'd have to sell those, and I really love that setup. I also like the idea of this with the bust above, so I hate to move that, but if I want to make this fit, I do have to, do something about that. The other thing I could consider is just selling Blue and Indoraptor. Keep that there, do Dilophosaurus, Spinosaurus, Indominus Rex. Or I could just sell the Indoraptor and put Blue underneath the Rotunda T-Rex with the Blue half scale. If I did sell Blue and Indoraptor, then I would have to cancel the Blue half scale as well. So the reason I don't really want to put a dinosaur underneath here is because I'd planned to move Darth Vader bust in my Star Wars setup. All that right there. I was going to do Vader bust and Vader 1/4, Kylo and Maul, and move Hellboy over here. That way I could do Alita and Alita bust right here. That was kind of the plan as well. But I am coming up, with the idea of potentially, I'm going to eventually do a garage shelf right here. The big one, I thought of maybe doing a skinny garage shelf on the back part. That way I could do the Godzilla and Kong bust behind the diorama, and then do all 1/4 underneath. For example, I would do Khaleesi with Infinity Bust in one, or if it doesn't fit, I would do that top garage shelf and move the bust back down low. And then the other back end, I could do potentially even Star Wars. That way I could put a dinosaur over there. And then I was going to move Mummy, like inside there, and then put Medusa right there. And then the idea is to do horror right here, especially if I do this. So there's a few options I've come up with. I can keep that as is, or, remove him and put him down there. Problem is he does not look good down low. You cannot see his face, which sucks. You can see his body fine, his base fine, but you cannot see his face, which has a ton of cool details. So it sucks to put him down low. Unfortunately, when you have a collection like mine, you do have to put good pieces down low. Like, I hate putting, what's considered a $5,000 alien bust down low. Luckily, I can see it good. But that piece just doesn't look good down low, unfortunately. But I could put it down low, and there's an advantage to doing that. If I put it right there where Khaleesi's at, I could buy Gizmo and put Gizmo right next to him. And then in another garage shelf, I could, if I wanted to, do Leatherface and Scream. They'd both fit there. Because since PCS announced that they're, adding the back door and fixing Ghostface, I definitely want to buy him now. And so I could technically keep Leatherface 1/3 there and do Scream and another 1/3. I thought I could potentially move Lord of Darkness right there. That way I could do Leatherface and Scream. Move Red Sonja over so I still have a top shelf for Lord of the Rings bust. Like the Nazgul bust. So there's definitely a lot of options to consider. At the end of the day, I don't like doing a garage shelf in the middle of the room, but if I want to get Godzilla vs. Kong, I have no choice. Every collector's problem is space, but, I do have a lot of open space here, and I'm definitely not going to do as much mid-room as I did before. Before, I had more or less, think about it, 2 large garage shelves plus 3 glass shelves. And the idea is to do 1 large garage shelf and 1 skinny garage shelf. Meaning like this and then that. Back to back, allowing, 3 different setups. It depends if Khaleesi bust can fit down low, if it looks good down low, or we do Godzilla vs. Kong below the bus. And, I'll figure it out. There's a few different options, but at the end of the day, I definitely will need to do a mid-room garage shelf. Another consideration is, should I consider selling the Vader bust, putting Vader 1/4 right there? And then that also immediately makes a concern for Avatar, which I don't necessarily want to sell those, but that would at least solve the Vader bust concern, you know? Because it also depends if I'm going to put a dinosaur right there. You know, if I do, like the Spinosaurus there, the 1/10th T-Rex behind, or if I decide to sell it and get the 1/15th so they're all matching. There's definitely pros and cons. I do want my stuff to scale correctly, and I want it to look good. I don't want it to look cluttered. So I don't like mixing scales, but with dinosaurs it is quite hard because there's so many different scales. Anyways, that is what I wanted to go over with you folks. There's a lot to consider. Definitely feel free to drop a comment below with any suggestions or anything like that. I also did just purchase a gimbal so I can make my videos a lot more clear for you guys and less shaky, because I do understand it gets shaky. But that should hopefully help for future videos. Anyways, that is it. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.